I saw the music. Hi. Good morning this evening, everybody. We are back. What episode number? Why am I looking at my watch for episode number 4? We are back for episode number 4, and I'm so excited. Y'all have been like showing support, commenting. Y'all been doing all of that and talking to me about it. And I'm just so I love y'all. I love everybody and their mamas and their daddies and their grandmas and their grand sisters. Everybody. While we here, if you have not already, go to YouTube because this episode will be up tomorrow on YouTube. Follow on YouTube, subscribe. I'm sorry, you don't follow on YouTube, you subscribe. Please subscribe to the Leadership Journey YouTube page and everywhere else, Instagram, Facebook. You on Facebook right now, so you already following. If you not following, I was gonna say something mean, but nope. I just said I loved everybody, so I'm not gonna say anything mean. But yes, we're back. And we keep going, and we keep getting better and better thanks to the support and everything that everybody has been saying. I actually have a testimonial, and I think this is important to share because somebody reached out to me. I'm not gonna give their name. They don't even know what I'm about to share this, but this podcast has been helping people, and you don't really realize it until people actually say something. But this really touched me. And this person, it's a woman as well, just so you know, we out here. She said, I was watching the podcast and I thought to myself, I do deserve to be in a bigger and better leadership position, and I deserve the empowerment to do so. You do, girl. And shout out to you because you know who you are, and we gonna see you succeed. And I can't wait to talk to you on the couch. Um, Today, before we get started on this conversation, because I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to Justine. Woo. But we shouting out a business. And y'all support Chef Dre, cooking with Chef Dre. Everything that you want to eat, this man can cook, and he can cook it well. I'm not lying to you. Don't I look like I eat? And I know I ate his food before, and it was good. And I think you should too. Very professional, on time, comes with all the stuff, and he can like y'all. Let me tell you something. He cooks for a lot of people a lot. And you know how when people cook in batches, it gets nasty sometimes. No, we don't have to worry about that with Chef Dre. Hit him up. He's endorsed by me. I don't lie to y'all about people's businesses and their food. I'll tell you the truth. If it's nasty, I'm not gonna be telling you to go eat it. But his food is great. His catering service is great. Go check out Chef Dre for real. All his information is right there. But now we get to go into conversation. And as you see, I have a friend here. And Justin, I am so glad and happy that you came to come on my little podcast, Miss Girl. Um, Justine is somebody that I've not long known her long, but I feel like we've known each other for like we in the trenches. Like I feel like I know you for a while. And something that stood out to me when I met Justine was like she don't play. Like it's very rare that you find somebody that could be like, hey, this is what it is. Boom, I'm standing 10 toes down on it. And that stood out to me. And then even like holding conversation with Justine and hearing some of her stories, I'm like, man, this lady is very resilient. And that stood out to me. And I want to get to the place where you are. And so that's why I'm like, okay, I need this lady to mentor me. Like, boom, like let's go higher. And without a doubt, like she didn't even breathe. I said, I said, hey, I was all nervous and scared, and I'm like, hey, would you mind, mentoring little old me? And she didn't even breathe. She was like, sure. And I'm like, dang, you ain't want to think about it. You don't know if I'm crazy. And so I'm like, but I was drawn to like your character. Like I'm a good judge of character, and it didn't take me long to realize like you're a real one. Gang. So I thank you for coming. I thank you for being the person that you are in my life. I thank you for challenging me, and boom, like, yeah, thank you for coming to sit on our couch. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be here, and I'm, you know, ready to talk, ready to spill the tea a little bit.
You want to spill the tea, girl? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about Justine. Like, tell us about Justine, and then tell us about the leader, Justine.
Okay. So, Justine, personal Justine. I grew up in Western New York. Big Bills fan. Go Bills. Bills Mafia. So,
Mafia, that's kind of cool.
I mean, it's tough out there.
They take football serious, like Bills fans.
We take everything serious in Western New York. But the best part is like when you're at a tailgate as a Bills fan, there is nothing like it. The energy, even though it is negative weather out there, you are together, you are in it together, you are really making sure that whatever is going on around you, that you're taking care of your people. Mm-hmm. And that is probably the base of who I am, is that, I can go through tough things, but I take care of my people. And if you have my back, I have yours. I mean, I've traveled a lot. I went to school in LA. Like I said, grew up in Western New York, moved back there to get my master's, lived in DC, lived in Puerto Rico.
Hold on. You've been all over the world.
I've been everywhere.
That's kind of crazy. Well, it's not crazy. That's one of the things that I was like, hold on, wait. Will you tell me you lived in Puerto Rico? Because I don't want to live here no more. I'm trying to not leave. You know, people say they want to leave, and I'm not leaving on no negative note. I just want to experience living somewhere else. I thought that was cool.
I mean, I think I come from a very fortunate family that my parents taught me from a very young age that if an opportunity presents itself to you, and you are going to be safe, but you'll get life experience, do it. And when the world shut down in March of 2020, I was in DC at the time. I got furloughed, and then a sister hotel property that I was working at needed some support in Puerto Rico. And they said, "Do you want to go for 3 months?" And I said, "Sign me up." And 3 months turned into almost 3 years. Wow. And I became the director of restaurants at that resort. Wow. And it was a very cool opportunity. But I don't think I would have been able to take that if I didn't see the door cracked this much. And I stuck my hand in there, and I was like, don't let that close. But I know that comes from having a place of security in my parents. And if it didn't work out, I could always go back home. And I know that a lot of people aren't fortunate to have that situation, but that has been very, very helpful to get me to where I am. And if I didn't make it to Puerto Rico, I would have never met the people that brought me here to Chicago. Chicago is my chosen home now.
Oh, that means you staying.
I'm staying.
Oh, that's so precious. Yeah. I'm so glad you made it.
Because people like you, Gabby.
Oh, yeah. People like me. You hear it? People like
Heard it here first.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So along your journey, like all over across the country, what is your leadership like? How did your leadership grow in that?
It was a struggle.
Let's go. Talk about it.
First, until recently, I had only had, outside of like my mom and cousins and family, blood to me, I had one female mentor, and that was a college professor who broke my heart. About, I'd say 6 months to a year after I graduated with my undergraduate degree in hospitality, I asked her for a letter of recommendation, and she wrote me a 3-page reply why she needed to set boundaries, and couldn't write me a letter of recommendation. Meanwhile, she wrote 3 pages and she could have just wrote one of a
Right. Like,
recommendation. But in that moment, it made me feel like it crushed me, because I felt that this was a woman that I wanted to emulate. She was speaking at conferences. She was doing everything that I, now am dipping my toe into. But I really thought, wow, I could look up to her. She could teach me the ways. And when she did that, I was incredibly crushed. But then I realized that I got to make my own opportunity. I'm not gonna sit and wait for someone to open the door for me.
That's kind of tough though. Like, you seeing somebody, because I've experienced that before. It wasn't in a 3-page long
It was wild. It was wild.
I've experienced, like, you see somebody, especially, you don't see, it's very few women that you see holding honorable leadership positions, and they're like really good at what they're doing, but it's very, 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 very few that actually reach back down and say, hey, I'm a pick somebody else up. And that I can understand, like, how that crushed your, like, whole soul, because I felt that before too. But which is why, like, I find people like you who, like, you mean it, like, and you live like you said, which makes sense hearing, like, your story, how your family pretty much is the foundation on why you, like, build these places and platforms for other people, because you didn't get to where you got by yourself, even though you had to work a little bit harder. But seeing that and hearing that, I really appreciate that honesty, because I don't think I've ever talked about that, because it's one of those, oh, it happened, let me keep moving. And as a woman, you just brush it off and I'm gonna keep moving. Like, you ain't got time to be thinking about it, crying over it, spill milk, wipe it up, keep going.
Well, especially when you're trying to build your career too. And I think that's the hardest part, is when you are reaching out to other women to see, like, hey, have you been here? Have you done this? Have you experienced this? But then you almost get the pushback too of that your competition. And I hate that, right? Like, what's something that is a common stereotype for women? That we're catty.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And women can be catty, and I have been in my past, but it's from a place of hurt, right? And once you recognize that and realize that there's enough seats at the table, we just have to make sure that we are making sure that everyone is actually at the table and not just in the back corner of the room.
Right.
And it's our job to continue to push and to continue to make sure everyone's voices are heard, because just because you have a great idea doesn't mean my idea is any less great.
Right.
But yours might work for this situation, and my idea might work 3 months from now. But we're never going to get to where we need to go. We're never going to get to the end goal if we're not working together, and if we're trying to, push each other down to get to the top.
Stepping on necks.
Nope, not here.
So I have a question, because you are the CEO of, and if I say it wrong, please correct me. Just say it. The CEO of
EmpowHER Hospitality.
There you go, because I was gonna say it so wrong. And what problem did you see as a woman in leadership? First, let's go here.
Yeah.
What is EmpowHER Hospitality? Let's do that. And then I want you to answer for me, what problem did you see that caused you to create that?
Yeah. Great question, Gabby.
I didn't practice or anything. I promise I did it. I did it.
So EmpowHER Hospitality is a hospitality consulting company that I started a couple years back, and it is to help women in the hospitality industry really kind of come out of their shell. There's a few different lanes and avenues. I've done plenty of consulting work and helping restaurants redesign menus and do any type of decor, design, ambiance. I'd like to say that I'm on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm probably around a 7.5.
That's kind of high. That's a C plus.
Well, if we're saying C plus, then I'm an 8.
Okay.
Okay,
So you a B.
Yeah,
you a
yeah.
B.
I'm a solid B student, actually. If you ask my mom, she'd be proud of me that I'm a solid B student. But I really enjoy decor. Trying to figure out a way to make something feel comfortable, but also be, just very practical. And in the hospitality world, sometimes you just need a little extra help. I do a lot of new employee trainings. I do, I've helped companies start, whatever their HR backgrounds are. I can build training manuals. So I've done a little bit of everything. But EmpowHER Hospitality really kind of came to fruition a couple of years ago. I was working at a Fortune 500 company, pretty high up on the food chain there, and it was I guess in my department I was high up on the food chain, but I had a direct boss that was the worst human I have ever come in contact with in my life.
Okay. Question about
Yep.
that. Was this boss a male or a female?
Female.
Well, okay. Okay. Go ahead. I just want to know.
Yeah, no, female. You can just tell when someone is not happy with who they are. And she just projected onto everyone. My second day of working at this company, I should have ran then. But my second day of working at this company, we were planning an event to host for the company. And she was like, wait till you see all these fatties come in here and shove their faces. Just like that. And I was like,
I feel like you just mocked this lady so good, and I don't even know her.
if she's watching, she'll know it's her.
Hey, girl.
Thank you for helping me start my company. But I was like, day 2, new boss. I'm like, I can't say anything. Like, is she? It was a very uncomfortable situation, and that was the first of many. I was only with that company for about 6 months.
Dang, you got up out of there.
Yeah, I did. It was very much something that I didn't. It was toxic, and it was not serving me. There's a lot that went into it, but she was racist, homophobic, and I saw an opportunity while I was there. I'm not married yet. I don't have children, so I don't have mouths to feed. I just got mine. My salary was fantastic, but I saw my opportunity that the other team members that I had mouths to feed. They had parents that they needed to support. So I did what I do best, and I went toe to toe, and I challenged her. I brought everything that that she did that I felt was wrong. I set a meeting with HR. I went in strong, and it was very disheartening to see how little was done within that company to protect the people that were actually keeping that company running. And just because I went against someone who was besties with someone at the top, I mean, I left on my own accord, but after 6 months, I said, I just can't do it anymore. And then that's when I started Empower Hospitality.
So it was created out of a problem because you saw the way another woman in leadership was treating the people that she led.
Yeah. A team of all women.
Oh, whoa, all women at that? Hold on, that's kind of that kind of flipped everything in my thought process. That is wild. Can I ask how many women? Like, was this a big
On
or
the
small
direct
company?
team?
Yeah.
The company is huge.
Okay.
On our direct team, there were, I'd say, anywhere like 18 to 22.
So all of these women having to be treated and
Belittled every day. People just trying to get out of her. Devil Wears Prada,
I like
equivalent, but equivalent to Meryl Streep's character.
Whoa. Okay.
Equivalent, like the nastiness, the meanness.
Okay. So like seeing that, how did that shape? Like we understood, like you wanted to solve that problem, but like how did that shape the way you fight now? Because I understand. I've been in a situation where I was the one. I don't have mouths to feed, just mine, and me standing up, it ended bad, and it's just like you got the chance to leave. I wanted to leave, but it was like, no, you got to keep dealing and dealing. But how did that shape the way you fight? Do you fight differently, or are you still fighting the same? Like if that was to ever come up, what did you learn from that?
Well, I'm scrappy, so let's. I am.
I want to catch you outside. We want to catch you
Well,
outside.
no. I mean, I've never been in a fight, but I'm mentally scrappy, right?
Okay.
Like, and I take that. I get that from my dad, right? My dad is an entrepreneur. My dad is constantly like big business deals, thinking about like what is the next thing that he can do, but also how can he help the people around him.
Okay.
And I think I've realized with maturity that if I'm going to fight a fight, I have to be strategic.
Okay.
You can't let your emotions get the best of you in that moment. And believe me, so I'm an Aries. I'm an Italian and Irish girl from Western New York.
So you got all the.
So I can go from here to here very quickly. But what I've learned to do is my immediate first reaction is like escalated, but then I take a couple steps back, and then I put on like my boss hat, and then I think about the big picture, right? So I don't let my emotions spiral immediately anymore. I used to.
I think that's something like
Got a
as
sharp
women.
tongue.
Oh God, do I understand that sharp tongue? Oh God, but
I don't use my sharp tongue with you.
No, I'm saying I
got okay.
No, you ain't never went there with me. We can't do that. We nice to each other.
Yeah.
But you just threw my whole thought out.
Sorry.
No, but I do understand how the 0 to 700 real fast. But as outside of like a maturity thing, I think us as women, we do like it's first stop emotion, and then after that we have to recoil like, oh no, let me use my brain. Why do you think like we go there so fast no matter what, like even though we know?
Because we're in defense mode all the time.
That's
we are always in defense mode all the time, and I think I think in the hospitality world, it is a lot of times it's male dominated.
Okay.
So I think we are constantly in this cycle of not wanting to be too emotional, not having too much compassion. There's all these stereotypes that we have to address in being women in leadership. And I think for myself, because I can't speak for anyone else, but I don't ever want anyone to catch me slipping. So that's why I personally, and I think, who knows, I could be completely wrong and think that I don't show my emotion as much as I think I do. But so when I get to that 700, that's all happening simultaneously while the back part of my brain is figuring out okay, this is how I'm going to have to adjust. And I don't let that emotion catch up with everything in the moment. Or at least I don't think I do. Maybe I do. I don't know. You tell me.
I've not experienced that.
Okay.
I'm pretty honest.
Yeah.
I'm pretty honest because just the same way as you tell me about myself, I feel like we have a mutual situation going on. I be like, hey, Justine, calm down, Miss Girl.
Yeah.
And you be like, Gabby, calm down. But I hear you. Because I've had to deal with the stereotype for me as a black woman, the angry black woman, beware. And that's it. That's the only thing that people see. And I've become direct, and people see that as a weapon. And I don't, I don't like you said, you don't think that's the way you react, but I don't think I'm reacting in a weaponized form. It's just no, I want to not be a part of this stereotype that you're already feeding me, and then boom, but I'm still,
How do you counteract that?
dang, that's actually something that I'm learning.
Because that's a big stereotype.
It is. It is.
And obviously I don't know what that weight feels like. But I could imagine that if that was consistently directed at me, that would stir up.
It. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
Especially when that's not my intent.
No.
It's never my intent to be
Yeah.
the angry black woman. It's my intent to. I think sometimes I care a lot. Not sometimes. A lot of times I care too much.
Yeah.
And that kind of comes off in a different manner to people who aren't open to being cared for, if that makes sense.
Yep.
It is a heavy weight. It is something that I am consciously working on. I literally, because it's either I'm direct or I'm your mom. I don't want to be your mom. So where's the middle to that? And that's something that I'm learning. I'm trying to work on that. Because even the people that I lead now, it's really, I'm gonna be very honest, it's annoying. They want mother, and I'm here and I'm direct. So in that, it's pulling on my emotional intelligence.
Okay.
In those types of situations. Because you do have to, I do have to understand, even though my intent is not what is being portrayed as,
Yeah.
it's still the perception.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have to change the way people perceive me by beating them to the punch, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
how, so in a situation, how do you do that? How do you beat someone to the punch?
Dang, you stomped me right there.
Oh.
That's something to think
This is
about.
a conversation.
This is a conversation.
Okay,
but now you making me think, how do I, intentionally, I can't tell you. Unintentionally, I'll make a joke. I'm really good at bringing humor into a situation. That's not always a good thing.
No.
It's not always a good thing.
Especially when the situation doesn't call for humor.
Yep.
And that's why I'm asking you, because I know you bring in humor. That's why I'm asking you how you.
Because you challenging me. This is why. But like I said, I don't think it's a good thing. And I think I resort to the humor part of it because I always think lighten up the mood,
Hmm.
but people don't always understand that.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that I need to work a little bit harder on. Not even gonna hold you. We are on a journey, and that is part of my journey. To notice things like that. I'll share this. I had a very hard time with emotional intelligence. Very hard time, like very hard time. I had to learn quickly, um, because I was leading people probably double my age who thought that they can whoop me because they were old enough to be my mom, and I'm like, girl, shut up. Like, no, if you wanted to be my mom, like,
Yeah.
I'm here, I'm clocking in as your
Yeah.
boss, like literally. I don't care how old you are, you shouldn't care how old I am because I'm not leading you down the
Yeah.
path to hell. Like, no, I'm leading you to success. So the way I would handle that, I had this very good lead, and I think I spoke on this before. Jason Morris. I'm gonna say his name because he saved my life. Jason Morris. If you ever see this, I love you. Um, I love you, man. Still to this day, you are a part of my journey, and I think about every conversation we had in that office up at that ticket counter. I love you, but he put me in these classes on emotional intelligence. And we would have conversations, and one thing he said to me, he said, "You lead this way because you're a protector. You're protecting yourself, and you also want to protect the people that you're leading. Doesn't make it proper." He put me through emotional intelligence classes, and that changed my entire life. I recommend anybody in leadership some type of emotional intelligence, like for real, because you will go crazy trying to understand people, and there's no way like to understand people unless you have your emotions locked down. Then you can understand their emotions, not to lock them down, but to understand it. But I'm saying all this to say that has been a tool for me that I pull on a lot.
Hmm.
And even in like situations that I have going on now, like I literally have to sit and debrief and just take my mind and say, okay, where in this situation could I have been emotionally intelligent? Not just my emotions, but with the other person's emotions
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
How can I, flip this situation and turn it around? And sometimes I'm not even gonna hold you. Sometimes I get to the point where I'm like, this is draining.
Yeah. Of
I don't
course.
like. I shouldn't have to worry about controlling my emotions and then controlling how I take someone else's emotions. But I realize, like as a leader, that is one of the most important things that we have to do, and it's like a daily thing. It's like literally like brushing your teeth every day.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I gotta worry about this. I gotta worry about that. But I'll say how I'm doing it is pulling on what I've learned about emotional intelligence. That's all I'll say.
I think I think that's definitely like a huge part of in the leadership realm, right? Like we're not talking about like there's a a customer that's mad at you, right? We're not talking about that.
Mm-mm.
We're talking about leading
It's
teams
always the teams.
and it is
It's
always the
always
team.
it's
It
not even
is.
the people like
Yeah.
because I've been in customer facing leadership for like a lot of periodical time, long periodical time. And it's I always tell people it's not the people that I'm dealing with because I'll never 90% of the time I'll never see these people ever again in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
It's the people that I have to work with every single day that have things going on in their lives that are affecting them, which in turn comes and affects everybody else. So it's like you said, it's not the customer that just cuss me
Yeah.
out because I thrive in those kind of environments, honestly. But my challenge is always with the people, and I don't know. I'm always on this spectrum. It's really kind of crazy. It's either people who are actually old enough to be my mom or people who I'm actually old enough to be their mom. Like it's no middle ground, which is kind of crazy to me. It's really crazy. So crazy.
Have you ever taken someone aside after and been like, why are you coming in so hot at me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think that tends to be like when you can separate, like if to me that tends to work for me is when I separate that person and be like, hey, like human to human, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Right. And I've found success maybe 80% of the time, right? Like, because if something's going on and someone doesn't want to tell you, then they're gonna keep projecting, right? But I think, going back around to like stereotypes, like I will tell you, and you probably know this about me, that people take my kindness for weakness, and it happens quite often.
Dang, that's something.
And
Something I never really...
and I refuse to let anyone think that I am weak. You know that.
You get scrappy. You get scrappy. You get scrappy.
I just put my hands up like I was like just boxing for Instagram. Like not an actual boxer, right? So, man, this is live. You can't even edit that out. But I think it's important to find those moments, because times where I have felt that people are trying to take my kindness for weakness, I have called them out on it.
Oh, and how did that go?
As one would expect. More of a like, it's just to check someone a little bit.
Okay.
In the sense of like, I am kind. That is a part of who I am.
Right.
But do not bite the hand that feeds you, right? Like that same.
It's like, don't play in my face.
It's I think sometimes certain people that push back and try to make you think you are different than you are, right? They throw everything at the wall to see if whatever sticks. I've had plenty of young women that I have tried to mentor that are just, one thing happens this way and they send me upstream without a paddle.
So that's like a maturity thing though? But was that like a mutual agreement, like, yeah, you're gonna mentor this person and they're gonna accept your mentorship, or it was just like you saw somebody that you wanted to help build up?
I have found that I identify when someone has potential.
Got you. Okay.
And I pour into that. And probably I would say out of the last 10 young women that I have like built up and supported and saw potential, 8 of them are women of color. And I think I know my place as a white woman, that I know I have privilege. And it's important for me to make sure that I use my privilege in the right way. And in the strongest way possible. And that is by identifying people of color, not just women, but people of color that have strong skill sets and just need an opportunity. Because I know that I get in the door much easier. And for me, my job, once I'm in the door, is to hold the door open so other people can come in. And that's something that that has been a part of my family dynamic for many, many years. And, you know, for all I can remember is my dad saying, "Oh, this guy, he just needs a chance, so I'm going to hire him for this job." And he does a great job, right? And it's identifying when someone has a strength, what can I do to put them in a position to have that strength grow into confidence. And there have been, I would say, it's probably like a 60% success rate.
My question is, because you said something, and you said it, and I wanna walk into this door.
Okay.
You say you're privileged. How do you like? You explained how you use your privilege to help other people of color like get in the door. How do you make sure it's received and it's not received as like a charity case?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, because I can see that. I could see people saying, and I'm gonna cut it to you real dry.
Yeah, no, please.
I'm with the white lady. Let me in. Like that's it. Like and I don't have to work.
Yeah.
And I can see people like taking advantage of that and being lazy and like I've got in here,
Well, that's why I don't let my kindness be taken as weakness.
there you go. There you go. But yeah, how do you
How do I maintain
yeah.
making sure that like someone doesn't feel like they're a project for
yeah.
me?
Because I've been a project before. If I
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and I noticed it, and I was
Yeah.
like, bye, no.
Yeah, that's not.
I'm not, and
Yeah.
I wasn't raised with handouts. Like I didn't live like this very bad life. Like I grew up pretty middle class.
Yeah.
And yeah, we struggled a little bit, but it wasn't like I was, having to wear hand me down clothes, like things like
Yeah.
that. But my mom instilled in me, you get up and you work.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, when opportunities come, I'm jumping. It's not always understood, but yeah, back to that question. Sorry.
I think it's hard, right? Like you have to build a relationship with someone before you can lean into an opportunity of um, whether or not that person wants to go further with their career, right? It's about conversation. It's about understanding where they want to go, what they want to do. And then, I mean, for you, it was easy. Like we clicked and you
Yay.
and you came to me. So it was easy for me, right?
Okay.
Like, but it's hard and it's a fine line that like it's almost like you have to say like I want to help you like polish or or refine this skill set or help you figure out what you want to do.
Sure.
You know, this is open door, open conversation. Talk to me so that I can help you figure out your plan. And to me, as a leader, every role I've been in is any person that reports to me I should be helping them take my job.
You say that a lot. You really do. I feel like you mean that a lot too. Like you say it and you mean it.
Because I'm not doing my job if I'm not teaching you what I do.
Yeah, I've heard it all the time.
I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm not going to gatekeep what it means to run an organization
Right.
or that. I mean, how selfish is that, right? Like nobody wins by only one person knowing the passcode. So
Nobody.
And it's hard for a team to grow and to develop if ideas aren't being discussed.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a fine line. And I've had people say like, I'm not a charity case.
Okay.
And I've clarified that that's not what I was doing. What I see is I see untapped potential.
Okay.
And I try to talk about untapped potential. And I try to talk about what I can envision for someone should they refine this skill set and that skill set. And obviously, I'm not the be all end all. I don't know everything. I'm still learning every single day, right? If you if you truly are a good leader, you are consistently learning. And
That's
you are
true.
a consistent student. You have to keep learning in order to help everyone else because I mean, it's just like generational things. Like I know I don't look old, but I'm old-ish, and I recently just found out about clocking people. So, I mean, and you're
Oldish.
laughing.
I'm laughing because I like, you know how I like to joke about you being.
Yeah, you do. You love to joke about me being old. You love it. It's like your favorite thing.
Up in age. I mean, we not that far apart though, so I
We're
better
really
shut up.
not.
I better shut up.
We're just far enough.
Oh man. Oh God. That kind
But
of
right, like, but that helps me. Like, even the littlest tiny thing about learning how to clock people helps me with the younger generation that we hire, right, in the hospitality industry, and the people that are just trying to break in to a career and don't really know what they want to do. But it gives me and I know I'm kind of goofy about it, but that's a part of like how I try to like have my charm with like a younger generation, right? Like I want to be that like auntie that's like, oh, she cool.
she want to be the cool auntie. That's so funny.
But I am. Am I not?
Auntie Justine is crazy. TT Justine. TT Steen.
TTC. That's it. That's it.
That's I don't like that one.
Interview
Yeah.
done.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
No,
That
we're
was
gonna
kind of.
we'll find something better.
We'll find something better.
But you know what I mean? Like it's important to continue to learn. And so when someone takes it like, oh, you're trying to work on me, it's got nothing to do with that because people have told me you have to work on this, you have to work on that. Like I used to write emails and they would be so long and they'd be flowery and it would be like a poem. And then someone told me like if you want to get to the C-suite, you have to have a pleasantry, be direct,
Correct. That's it.
but not too direct.
Okay.
Right? There's like a fine line.
Got you.
And thank goodness for ChatGPT and all this AI that helps. Like, hey, smooth this email out. Make me sound more approachable. Right? Like,
I love
but
that.
you have to utilize the tools that are around
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
And 9 times out of 10, those tools are your colleagues. And so you have to identify who's good at what. Man, being self-aware is
It's real. It's a
nobody
real.
is self-aware now. Like there are very few people that really understand where their faults lie.
Yep. Yeah. Nobody gonna want to take accountability.
No, my faults. When someone tells me something, I take it as the truth. Because especially in like work, there's no reason. I try to make no reason for anyone to lie to me. If something happened, if you did something wrong, if we need to adjust, tell me, let's fix it. But the moment someone loses my trust,
Oh, I feel you on that one.
it's fool me once, shame on you.
Mm-hmm.
Fool me twice, shame on me. Like really, truly, shame on me.
Yeah. I was hearing this question in my brain as you were talking. How do you not like give up? Like what is something in your journey that people don't see? Because I'm not even gonna hold you. Not even gonna hold you. Like probably once a month, I'll be like, you know what, F this. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. What is what is something that people don't see in your journey that, you feel is maybe I can let this out? You could be honest or be
No,
as
no, no,
least
no. Of course,
transparent as you
I'm
want.
always, I'm always honest.
That's true. She's always honest, y'all. She never lied to me.
Not that you know. No, I'm just kidding.
All
I'm just kidding.
right, turn it off.
No, I get really hurt very easily. And I don't let a lot of people see when I'm hurt. And I think it hurts the most and it hits the hardest is when someone like blatantly lies about my character.
Ooh. I just got hot.
Because I live every day trying to make the people around me feel good to the point that they want to continue to do better.
That's good.
I put so many people in front of myself, which I know is not okay. And I've learned my lesson on not, if people aren't buying into me, I do not buy into them any longer.
Got you.
I have learned that lesson one too many times.
Got you.
But it still doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt when someone tries to just break your character to other people that don't really know you. So it could be swayed. And I had a mentor of mine. Man, he's a great man. Benjamin.
Franklin.
Nah, I'm not that old. Girl. But
Benjamin. Nice to meet you.
He said to me, I was crying one time because I was so mad that someone blatantly disrespected me and like lied about something about my character. And he said, we were working in the restaurant industry, and he said, get into the walk-in cooler. And I was like, okay. And if anyone's worked in a restaurant, they know you go to the walk-in cooler, is you can't hear anything. You can like yell, you can scream, you can cry, and nobody knows you're in there doing any of that.
That's kind of scary.
It is. But it's very cathartic because of the cold. It shocks your system, and as you're screaming, anyways. So he told me to get into the walk-in cooler, and he picked apart the person that talked crap about me. Like, from that person's head to their toe, picked them fully apart, character, physically, everything.
He like read them down, huh?
And he said, do you respect them? And I was like, what? And he was like, do you respect them? And I said, no. And he said, then why do you give a shit about what they said about you?
I like that.
And in that moment, as I was crying in the walk-in cooler and looking at my mentor, I said, you're right. I don't need to care about them. And that piece of information has helped me let go of some really wild stuff that has been said about me just because someone didn't like me. Just because someone maybe felt that I didn't, make the right move. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they were jealous because I was given an opportunity. But yes, I was given an opportunity, but I also worked my tail off to get there. And I never squandered one opportunity. I never once botched an opportunity that I was given. And I think that's the thing is like I hurt a lot. And my partner, like, he's always like, okay, like,
It's my cousin.
yeah,
Shout out to my cousin.
he better be watching.
You better. I don't know. You better be watching.
Yeah. No.
I
Yeah.
like that. Somebody had to hit you up like, hey, why you care about what they said?
And it's true. Like, if you don't respect someone, you don't.
What you care for, right? Why? But
Right, unless it's like someone that's holding like your career in the palm of their hand, right? Then you're like,
Yeah.
okay, that's a case by case. But
Mhm.
this person,
A peasant.
literally a peasant,
Such a peasant. That's
such
kinda
a
crazy.
peasant, like not so uncivilized.
That's our cute
Professional.
word. Yeah, professional word for ghetto. But yeah, I like ghetto, but I can't say it all the time. So I say uncivilized, just so they can understand.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we
I
get our
think that
professional
was-
personas that we have to put on. when we
Yeah,
network.
Justine been on me. Like she been on me, y'all. Like for real. I picked a good mentor. Like we grateful, like for real, because sometimes I be raggedy. Tell the truth.
I cannot tell a lie.
I think I got one more. Have you ever wanted to just be like, I quit this whole leadership thing?
Yeah.
And what has kept you going?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to quit.
A lot or little?
Not recently.
That's good.
I'm in a really good place now. The company I work for is fantastic. So I'm definitely not in a while have I felt that. I think knowing that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I, especially in the food and beverage world, you know, I've worked plenty of holidays. I've missed holidays with my family. I all knowing that one day I am going to be in a position where I can have the holidays free. Right. And I always put in the time and effort. And if there are other managers that had children and it's Christmas, I'm not going to ask.
That's me.
I'm not going to ask this man to not be with his children on Christmas morning.
Right.
Right. Or I'm not going to ask, a colleague that is singing at their church for Easter to miss that. I'm never going to do that. So I took so many hits to my personal life and putting myself on the back burner in order to make my teammates, my colleagues feel comfortable to enjoy knowing that there's light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that tenacity that I have is from my dad. My dad is the hardest working person I have ever met. Shout out to my dad.
Daddy O.
Stop. That's what I call him. That's so cute.
Oh, that is. How would I know that?
I don't know.
Oh,
He's
you
like-
never told me that.
He's literally in my phone as Daddy-O because when
Daddy O.
my dad's name's Mario, and when
Mario the Daddy O.
and when I was little, I would be like Daddy. But then one time my mom called him and was like Mario, and I was like Daddy-O, and he's been my Daddy-O.
Yeah, that's so cute.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
precious. Hey, Daddy O.
Yeah.
That's my friend now. He's
Yeah,
my friend.
yeah, but I mean, he's really the hardest working person I've ever met. Still travels and does consulting work and really is.
So Daddy O, that's your first mentor.
Yeah,
That's honorable.
yeah.
That's precious.
He's taught me everything I've really like the foundation of business and how to make my voice heard.
And now you teaching other people to do the same thing. I appreciate you.
I'm trying.
I really do. You a real one.
Well, I appreciate you accepting, right? Like that's a big part of it is I can and that's the lesson that I've learned is that I'm going to wait till someone asks for my help now, right?
Mhm.
Like you came to me and I feel like this is a mutual relationship now that
Mhm.
we're building and a good foundation and I can be straight with you.
Absolutely. I
And
don't
I
ask for
think that
nothing else.
there are very few people that could say you can be straight with them, but then take feedback and know that it's not just directed at you, Gabby, but like because you know it's directed from love.
Mhm.
Like you're asking me to help you, I'm coming from a place of love to support you.
And I appreciate that. I really do. I don't know if we had questions. Anybody? I don't know. Actually, I got wow. Somebody did ask a question. Sorry, my phone was not paying attention. Um, I don't know if this for both of us, but what is the most? I guess we both can answer it
Okay.
as we about to wrap it up a little bit. Um, oh, this is a good one. There are two of them. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's get this chunky one first. How do you keep personal hardships from bleeding into work? That's a yikes.
I don't know.
Ooh. Okay,
I do. Go
I'll go
ahead. Go.
first. Actually, this is kind of interesting because I had a really bad attitude at work the other day. It was so bad. Like, how do it? But it wasn't personal. I can say it was, but it was personal. Like, it wasn't nothing going on outside. It was actually the way I was personally feeling at work about what was going on. But I guess to answer that question, how do I keep my personal outside world from bleeding into work world? I am a person that if I'm not 100% me, I try not to get that on everybody else. So in this particular this particular day, I don't want to call it hiding, but I was hiding because I didn't want to affect anybody else, and I needed to get myself together because I was like I let the people know I was like I got an attitude today, like I'm not even gonna hold you. But it's important to be so self aware that you do understand I'm not 100% today and I just need to, I still got to come to work, but I need to step back from the people for a second. So for me, I try not to I try to stay away. Not stay away in the manner like run away, but
Mm-hmm.
I try not to let my attitude affect everybody else. I don't know how good of a job I do at that. I really don't. But I try not to think about things that's going on outside and let that worry about outside. I'm a person, once I get to work, try to worry about work, and then I worry about home once I'm outside of that. Unless it's something like pressing, like I got in a car accident on my way to work the other day, and the insurance people were calling. I had to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, like my car, I'm okay. I'm alive, thank God. But that's something I deal
Yeah.
with off the clock. So I try to mind what business that I need to mind at the moment as best as I can. And if I'm not on top of my game, I'm honest with the people around me. Hey, I ain't 100% today. That's how I handle
Yeah.
it. I don't know if I do a good job. I don't know. You have to ask my coworkers, but I think I do.
I'm sure you. I think the transparency with your coworkers is a huge part of it, right? Because you don't want everyone thinks that whatever someone does against them, they think they take it personally, right?
Absolutely.
Right? Everyone's like, what did I do to her? So if you were acting like funny towards me, I'd be like, what did I say to Gabby?
Mhm.
Right? But if you're like, hey, it's a rough day.
I got an
I
attitude.
can't people today. So like, can you do the people? and I do like the admin stuff, right? Whatever works for your system. And I think something that we have talked a lot about.
Y'all saw that pat. That mean
Um,
it's real.
I don't let it bleed in by my professional persona. That's something that I have really truly started to master, and it's only been like the last couple of years because who I am sitting on this couch is different than who I am in the office,
Mhm.
which is different than who I am with my loved ones at home
Mhm.
in my pajamas, just watching a goofy movie,
Mhm.
right? Like so, and that's not to say that I am like I play a character.
Sure.
There are just different versions of me, and people that I work with get my professional version, which is the version that Max has two beverages at a work event, or the person that tries not to cuss as much, or I'm a little more goofy. I mean, I'm goofy all the time, but I think that is like being able to identify a more elevated professional version of yourself is really good for you to be able to check out. And then, okay, just like when you punch a clock, you punched your clock, you're clocked in for those hours,
Mhm.
and then and like the problems are always still going to be there when you
Absolutely.
leave, right? And you might have one or two people that you can rely on and you can lean into at work where your professional persona might be a little more blurred because they're a colleague. But I think that's really just setting your intentions and your boundaries and being able to like have a different version of yourself really helps me.
Okay. Last question.
Mhm.
What is the most difficult thing you have had to overcome as a leader? I gotta think on this one. I really do. Oh, oh, dang. That's kind of hard.
I know.
I can't pinpoint one. Let's see. Mm, okay, COVID. Let's go to COVID.
Oof.
Um, During COVID, the company that I was working for, they gave us the option to take time off. I think I took like 3.5 months off. And then when I came back, I was only there for like a month, and then I went to Buffalo. Look at that.
Weird.
Went to Buffalo for a month. I would say the hardest part of that was I had to realize what was more important because in that time frame, I was spending more time with my family. I was doing things that I really like enjoyed doing. Like one thing about me, I love to travel. Like I love to travel, but I realized in that I'm like I was so empty, and I'm like, what? How am I like influencing somebody if I don't have anything inside of me?
Mm-hmm.
So I was in a cycle. I was like going to work. Like always, one thing about me, I'm gonna get up and go to work. Like 100%. But I learned in that process of not having to go to work, I had to face some things. And I had to face the fact like, okay, what influence am I having? So in that, I did have to reestablish myself as a leader. Um, because I've always been a young person in these like weird situations. Now I don't want to call them weird. These opportunities, these beautiful opportunities where I've been, I don't want to say the underdog, but I'm the young person in this situation, and then everybody else has
Yeah.
some years under their belt. I'm not gonna call them old, but so I had to reestablish myself as a leader in a different way. Um, yes, people always saw me as I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I'm gonna be in the trenches with my people. I'm never gonna leave my people hanging. But it was I felt like a crutch. So in that I had to reestablish myself, and that was really the hardest. That was a very hard situation because people saw me as one way, and then even though I still worked here, I was gone for like 5 months. But I did come back different. I came back with more tools under my belt because in that time I wasn't just like chilling. Well, I was, yes, I was chilling, but I was working on myself as well. I was taking like I took leadership classes, and I was literally working on myself to become a better leader for the people that I was leading because I didn't want to continue being problematic and always having the stereotypes that we talked about earlier. But I didn't want that on my back anymore.
Yeah.
So I would say that was pretty hard for me to reestablish myself someplace where I was always already established, and there's this perception as one way.
Yeah.
That was pretty hard. Not gonna hold you. Then I left, but that was a while later. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Did
hard.
it almost break you?
In the beginning, yeah,
Okay.
but I had really good leadership behind me.
Yeah.
Really good because when I tell you I wanted to quit every
Yeah.
day, I wanted to be like, no, I don't want to do this no more. And I'm not a crier. I'm really not. But when it gets really like crazy and I can't control something, I will break down and I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. Like I quit. And I had people no, they like picking me up. No, you're not quitting. Like, do you see where you're going? No, at the time I didn't see it, but yeah, that was hard. Very
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, you got one, or you can't think of one?
No, I got one.
Okay, go ahead. Then we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah. So I had received a promotion that most people wait for years to get. They're waiting for someone to retire, and also during COVID, it's probably COVID that
COVID is
yeah.
dumb.
But I had a leader constantly undermining me the whole time. I would make a decision. He would negate that decision and do this over here. And there was a situation, and I was trying to protect him. And, he had grabbed a bottle of liquor and was going over to a table, and a lot of stuff happened. And I had said, hey, like, I'm working, let me handle it. Like, I'll take care of it. I just don't want you to get into trouble. And he said, as a big man, like 6'6", said, if I go down, you're going down with me. And in that moment, I was like, I don't need this. And I really wanted to quit. I really, really wanted to quit. But then I also was like, I'm not going to let him have the satisfaction of me quitting right now. If he doesn't want me here, he can fire me. And there was, I mean, he was doing some things that were a little
shady.
Yeah. I didn't trust him. And I knew I needed to make a move. So that's when, I started looking, and then I came to Chicago. So it worked out for me. I can't even believe how well it worked out for me. But there was that, and then also, when you're trying to open up a restaurant and the pressure is there, 3 days before opening, I was like, I can't do this. I want to quit.
3 days, you got that far, you might as well finish.
Right? But that's the whole part of like the stress test and like seeing if you can handle it. And during that situation, Chef Benjamin, my mentor, there
Not
he is
Franklin.
again. Not Franklin. He pulled me aside and said, like, this is not for the weak. Let's go, pick it up. He said, you can cry your tears, but you got 5 minutes. And he gave me 5 minutes to cry in the freezer. And then I wiped my tears and I moved on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna wrap up. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's
No
been
problem.
great.
You're so fun. And shout out to Daddy O and Benjamin, not Franklin. And thank you, Justine, for real. Like for everything. Like,
Aww.
I can't name it all, but everything. Everything. You're a real one. I appreciate you pouring into me, like literally. From the beginning. Like literally from the beginning. And I appreciate you. And thank you for coming and being a part of my journey.
Well, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey, because it takes you acknowledging someone and opening up your heart to let someone in. So
Open up my heart. That's so precious. Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us. Episode 4. We'll be back. And my microphone is moving. I don't know what's happening. We'll be back March. I believe March 9th. The March. It's a Monday. Stay tuned. Make sure you follow everywhere. It's at the bottom of the screen. Thank y'all. And send questions, send testimonials. We shouting you out. And Chef Dre at the beginning. Follow him. Get his food. Eat his food. Get his catering. All of that.
you
Thank
should do
y'all.
craft services with Chef Dre's stuff.
Maybe I should eat.
Yeah.
Like bring on that. You know what? Because I'm a little hungry and I ain't gonna hold you. But we'll see y'all next month. Thank you. Love you all. And thanks for being a part of our journey.